Hello and welcome to a new video, and as you can see it's of a video game and it's of the PS5 game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the Cowabunga collection. Now it's something that I've been sought after for quite a long while, but obviously it's waiting for a good price to purchase the item, and I finally did. As you can see, it was from CX and it's obviously second hand and it was £12. Although it is £12, I only actually paid £10 of my own money. So that was kind of great there. And a couple of the, and this collects of the collection of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games over the years, starting from the NES, obviously the Game Boy and the Super Nintendo, the Genesis, stroke Mega Drive, and even games from the arcade. Now, the only games that I actually played, Turtle games that I actually played, was the first Turtle game on the NES, which I never actually owned. I borrowed that off of a friend of mine and I had it for like a couple of weeks. I didn't have it for too long. And I think it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters that was on the Super Nintendo. Again, I didn't own that. A friend of mine, he had it, and I remember playing it and actually enjoying the game. Although I didn't realize that there was a Mega Drive stroke Genesis version of the game. Now I don't know how different they are, or they're identical. Now I'm going to show you something here. That years ago, when my brother was a kid, he had this. I don't know if anybody has ever owned this. Obviously, it will depend on your age. And it was an LCD game of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and obviously, and that was really great. And I remember my brother having that. Well, I don't know what ended up happening to that, but I do know there were a series of different design of games that were around, and I'll tell you what games are available on the Cowabunga collection. It is available on the PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. So even if you don't have you don't necessarily have to have a PS5 to have this game. So it will, as again, I'll repeat, it is available on the Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Windows, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. And the original release date was August 30th, 2022. So that was obviously 3 years ago. Well, coming up to 3 years ago, because obviously it was August 30th and we're in April. And obviously it's a collection of the Konami games, starting with the first game in 1989, which was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the NES video game. And that was single player, and that was in 89. They then released Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, and that was multiplayer. In 1990, they released Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, that was on NES. 1990, they released Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan, which was on the Game Boy, that was single player. The following year, in 1991, they released Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, which was the arcade, which I've seen people play, but I never, when I used to be around the arcades, I never really got around to playing it, obviously, for some weird reason. And then in 1991, after that same year, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Back from the Sewers, was released on Game Boy, and that was single player. In 1992, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project, was available on the NES. In 1992, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, was released on the Super Nintendo. So that was the Super Nintendo's version of the arcade game. I think they added some extra levels in there, if I remember correctly. In 1992 of that same year, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist was released on the Sega Mega Drive stroke Sega Genesis. Both those games obviously were multiplayer. In 1993, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue was released on the Game Boy. In 1993, that same year, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, the SNES edition, was released. And that's the game I remember playing. And I remember absolutely loving it. Whether or not it's aged well, obviously, is a completely different story. And of that same year, they would release the Mega Drive version, which was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters for the Mega Drive stroke Genesis version. Again, I think there's some differences with that game. And then in 1994, they would release Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters for the NES, which I had no idea that there was an NES version, or they were even making games that far up in 1994 for even the NES. And what's really great, obviously, about the Cowabunga collection is it adds save states, rewind functions, button mapping, as well as online capabilities in certain games and local co-op. It also features in-game museums, which offers previously unseen development art, sketches, game design material for the titles. Almost every game, which is I think this is the actual absolute bonus. What I think that's great about this game. Almost every game includes the Western and Japanese versions, with the exceptions being the arcade versions of Turtles in Time and the NES version of Turtles Tournament Fighters, which did not have a Japanese version. So again, I think to what you're getting all these games, which covers all the history from the NES all the way down to the Mega Drive and the Stroke Genesis to the Super Nintendo. And then on top of that, you're getting save states, rewind functionality, online co-op, and as I said before, and you're getting the Japanese versions of the games as well, which I don't know if there's going to be just, but that's a similar thing I think they did with some of the Street Fighter collection. I think something like that, where you could play the Japanese version. Well, no, I think the one on the Capcom Stadium, where you could play the Japanese versions of the Street Fighter 2 games, which was fantastic. So yeah, I'm just really glad to get it. For some weird reason, the Xbox version of it was the same price, and obviously, it would have been nice to have it on the the Nintendo Switch, but their games don't really devalue in terms of buying them secondhand for some odd reason. So we will remove the sticker. Now, I've already cleaned the case beforehand because it was really dirty. And I don't know if the disc has got fingerprint, because it kind of looked like it did when I was inspecting it. It's nice to see that the sticker just came off really easy. There's a little mark here, but a little dent, but that doesn't kind of bother me too much. And it's kind of also nice to be able to I forget what the word is. I'm just so glad I've got this, because now, because as I said before, a problem with a lot of these games that back in the day, whether they're on the NES, Super Nintendo, or arcade, a lot of these licensed products disappear simply because obviously these are the games were obviously the companies like Konami at the time had to buy the license for these particular games, and also a lot of the game licenses for certain games have expired. So either they're not willing to do a deal with it to re-release these older games, or you have to pay a lot of money to get it. So for example, things like Batman Returns, which was on the Super Nintendo, and that was made by Konami. Obviously, because Batman is a registered property of DC and Warner Brothers, it's going to be kind of extremely difficult for them to kind of license it out again, or even if they choose to, obviously they're probably going to have to sit there and probably pay them to license out to use that game again, even if Warner Bros. Or DC allow them to. So sometimes with a lot of his arcade games, and even with games like RoboCop, the arcade game, I remember it was in the arcades by Data East, and then sold the sequel. It's kind of really hard to be able to play these classic games now, and unless you have used emulation, and not everybody is as skilled as being able to sit there and do that. I'm not, so this is kind of the next best thing. And I did like the Turtles back in the day, and the comics as well, and the cartoon series, and the 90s movie. So it's just really great that now, all these years later, I'm able to play all the games that were on the NES and on the GameCube, on the Game Boy and the Super Nintendo and Mega Drive. So I never thought that I would see the day that that they would put it in one big collection, and I would be able to play these games again. And it says, should I read what it says? It says 13 classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games in one incredible package. Features online play, local couch play, for certain games, save any time and rewind, regional releases, button mapping, and a unique trove of development art and media. So that's really great. And it says a minimum of 12, I think it's 12, yeah, 12 gigabytes. So it's probably going to be a lot more than that. Obviously, day one patches, and then it's 1 to 4 players depending on what the games you're going to play. But again, even being able to play Turtles in Time, the arcade version of it, I never got around to playing it. I don't know what, I just remember seeing the arcades around, but I just never got to play it. And now I do have the opportunity to be able to play it, so I'm really happy about that now, as I said. So it's all in one big collection. And again, for the price that I paid for it, I think it was an excellent price, because I said it was £12, but I only really paid 10. And before I was gonna purchase this, when I looked online, it was still very expensive. So I'm quite happy about that. You've got the disc here. It seems okay. It's got a bit of fingerprints there, but I can clean that off as long as no scratches. And I can show you there's a little bit of artwork that you can see, so that's really cool. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing these. I might practice them a little bit, and then I will definitely be doing some of these playthroughs on my channel, whether or not it will be live, or get it straight, or whether or not I'll just record it and then just upload them like what I do normally in my game. So whatever the case, you'll definitely be seeing me showcase of these games on my channel at some point in the future. So this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the Cowabunga collection for the PlayStation 5, and as I said, it is available for PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Windows, and Nintendo Switch. So you're all covered on all the various amount of multi-platforms. Anyway, I hope people enjoyed this video. Please feel free to share your friends and family. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, I would highly appreciate it. That will allow people to find my YouTube channel. This is because of the YouTube algorithms favor the bigger YouTubers, so their channels get advertised on YouTube recommendation page because of the algorithm. So it'll be nice to find some new subscribers. And let me know in the comment section what your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games was on any format. Anyway, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you want to see stuff like this, whether it's video game unboxings, video game playthroughs, Blu-ray and Blu-ray Steelbook unboxings, my Blu-ray and Blu-ray Steelbook collection. Also, I showcase some of my DVD limited edition DVDs, and also of recent I did a VHS video on the 1985 movie Back to the Future, which I talked about my memory and history of that movie, a little bit of a history with VHS, and obviously the fact that it was the format before DVD. I will be doing a follow-up video with Back to the Future Part 2, which also have in VHS, as well as Back to the Future Part 3, which I've got on VHS, telling my history on that. And thanks to my friend of mine who kindly donated me the collections of the Back to the Future trilogy on VHS. Although originally I did have Back to the Future Part 2 on VHS originally, but the one I'll be showcasing won't be my original one, and I will explain when we get to do that video. Also, comic books, new comic book releases. I'm loving the absolute DC comic book comic books that have been releasing, especially the Superman and Batman, and recently they've released the Flash. So check out those videos. My comic book collection, comic book graphic novels, comic book statues and figures. I got some on last Christmas just gone, the previous the January sales, previous Christmases, previous January sales, and also from previous birthdays. And also a few years ago, my friend of mine kindly donated me his collection of statues and figures, which some of them you've already seen. And I've still got some more to showcase, and they will be Marvel and DC related. Please check out my Superboy Prime unboxing video from McFarlane Toys. It's an absolutely fantastic video and an absolutely fantastic figure. Really highly detailed in terms of the detail in the actual structure of the suit and the colors in it, which really pop. And it stands proudly on my Blu-ray bookcase. And I also bought another figure, which will be Batman related, recently from my travels at Forbidden Planet, which I got the particular product half price. So if you're ever in the area of Central London at Holborn, please check out Forbidden Planet. And also they've recently opened up a new store in Camden, and they do some good deals in there if you look around, and you also if you're in the right place at the right time. So keep a lookout for those videos. I do food and drink reviews, clothing pickups, beauty products, whether it's body washes, shower gels, bath salts, aftershaves, etc, etc. So anything beauty beauty related, I showcase my channel, and especially if it's a really good price. I don't go for the really expensive stuff because that's cost a lot of money. And then what I normally do is a few weeks down the line, I do a follow-up review, YouTube short of the actual review of the actual products, telling you whether or not the product worked, or whether or not I recommend the particular product. So keep an eye out for that. I also do a monthly vlog, which tells you what we'll be up to for the next month, and what we're up to for the current month and the next month. Also rant videos, and also random YouTube shorts as well. The YouTube shorts that I do, which I just want to sit there and it could be about anything really, not necessarily me ranting about something. Also DIY products that I've also done, gadgets and film memorabilia, which I've actually got a couple of stuff which we're going to be Back to the Future related again, which I think you're absolutely going to love these particular figures. And again, I'm glad I got them at the time because they've actually sold out. So I think you're actually going to love them when I finally showcase them. Showcase them. Also art books. You would have seen the Black Panther Wakanda, which I did a few months ago, which was an absolutely fantastic art book. And also of the art and making of Pacific Rim Uprising. A fantastic art book. Lots of pages. Obviously a hardback, good quality paper, grade paper should I say. And especially when it was from roughly about 30 to 35 pounds, and I got it for £2.99 again from Forbidden Planet. Again, if you're in the Holborn central area, central London, definitely check that place out. And possibly, I think they do have a website as well, but I don't know if the sale items are in it. But I've got some more. I do have some other art books which I got for Christmas, January sale, Christmases and previous January sales, and also other art books I've been collecting over the years, primarily James Bond. So if you're a James Bond fan, I think you're absolutely going to love that as well. Also accessories, whether it's for gaming, mobile phones or laptops or anything like that. Trying to think what else I do. So yeah, there's plenty of content, that are different types of content, because I know some people like different types of content on my channel, and I'm trying to diversify, so it's not always about gaming or movies and stuff like that. Also, I do movie and TV show reviews and recommendations as well. So from time to time I do movies. Most of the time they're kind of older movies, not necessarily the current movies, so keep an eye out for that. I've got a mini one which I'm going to do in regards of the movie Tron, which they've already did. I know they did a sequel called Tron Legacy, and they're going to be releasing the third movie called Tron Ares, which should be coming out in the next, I think it's August, I think, here in the UK. I think, I could have the date wrong, but I think it's around about August. So yeah, Tron for me is a classic movie, and I've got the sequel, which is obviously Tron Legacy, but I haven't watched that yet. So I really need to get my skates on kind of watching that. So if you're into movie reviews, which I try to do as shorts, because, just trying to be different and unique to some of the YouTube, so you try to fit it in within 15 seconds or so, which I know it doesn't go into kind of like detail, but if it's something I'm really passionate about, then I do longer versions of the particular movies, but I try to keep them nice and short. I also you have something else to look forward to in June, because I've managed to pre-order a Nintendo Switch 2. Hopefully nothing happens with the order, and so yeah, if it all goes well, you should be seeing a unboxing video in early June of the Switch 2, which I've been looking forward to that, and the games as well. And especially obviously you're going to have the backward compatibility with the Nintendo Switch 1 games, and obviously you can upgrade them as well, which some of them will be free and some of them will be you'll have to pay as well. Again, I think I've gone for the the Mario Kart World package, because although it's going to be unfortunately be digital, because obviously buying the game is like the cheapest I've seen it for £74 of all. The game is about 80, so some places are selling it for like £6 cheaper than the suggested retail price. But with the Switch being $395, it's basically I'm just paying £35 for it when you can't look at it. So I'll have to live with that and buy it and get it digitally. Maybe, who knows, down the line I probably will try and get it physically later down the line. But as long as I get the game, and obviously as before, I was fortunate enough to get it to manage to be able to pre-order it before it sold out again. Because when I tried to get it, they tried to do this invitation thing, which unfortunately I wasn't picked. And then luckily it was available on Amazon, and I managed to pre-order it. So it's been up there. I've had it for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and so far it's been kind of cool. It will be for me a late birthday present, because my birthday is in May, which will be in the next 2 weeks. So we'll be a bit of a late Christmas present, birthday present, sorry. So that's going to be an extra bowl to add to my feather. So I'm going to be really happy with that. Expect lots of videos also with the unboxing video, and also I will be doing various a couple of videos with the comparison videos comparing certain components of the Nintendo Switch, comparing it to the Nintendo Switch 1 in terms of the Joy-Cons, obviously the kickstand, the dock, and the screen itself, and the weight, and obviously the in terms of how big the certain items are. And also maybe later on the line, obviously giving you my initial impressions of how the controls and how the games feel. And so there's going to be plenty of content in terms of the Nintendo Switch. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you definitely need to, because we've got a lot of big things coming Nintendo Switch 2-way in June, fingers crossed. So please consider subscribing. In early 2023, we hit 500 subs. In Christmas 2023, sorry, we hit 500 subs. Early 2024, we hit 600. And as of now, we're coming up to the end of April now. We're over 800 plus YouTube subscribers. So again, big thank you to all of you who subscribed. Whether or not you're a long-time subscriber or somebody that's recently subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would like to thank all of you guys, because without you guys, my channel, and ladies as well, my channel wouldn't be where it is today. So hopefully you're all enjoying the content, and if there's any questions that you want to ask about a particular product, then please feel free to ask me, and I'll do the best I can to answer the question about anything. So don't feel shy about asking a question. Hopefully we can get to 900 subscribers, and the big milestone for me will be 1,000 YouTube subscribers. So hopefully we'll get this sooner rather than later. But again, thank you to all of you that have subscribed. I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. And if you haven't, or you're on the fence about subscribing, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I also live stream on Twitch. It's 5 minutes, the same name as my YouTube name, just add the numbers 76. I don't have a set schedule in when I live stream. It's just mainly to do with personal things going on in my life, which can be a bit hectic at times, and also health issues as well. So for me, it's day by day basis when I can and can't stream. So please give me a follow on Twitch if you can. If the content doesn't have copyright claim material in it, I tend to try and export it to YouTube. So again, if you can't find my channel, I will leave the link in the description box. Speaking of YouTube, on a rare occasion, I do live stream on YouTube as well. It will mainly be casual gaming, so it'll be beat 'em ups, platform games, shoot 'em ups, sports games, things like that. Something like this will be perfect for doing live streams again. So yeah, even if you miss the live streams, the videos that I do keep them have been definitely, so they're not deleted. Also, bear with me when it comes to my gameplay, because I'm not a pro. I'm not a complete expert in playing video games, although I've been playing in video games for many decades. So please be gentle with me. Although it would be nice to have some live viewership when I do live streams, so hit the notification bell, and not off chance that I do live stream. And it just leaves me to say, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, and I will speak to you again in the next video. Bye bye. Oh, and Cowabunga, dudes.